Let's learn the Reversao, the Queen of the Arches, from zero all the way to the full skill, starting with the requirements.
Now, important to say, you already have the basics down of the basic forward arch and the backwards jaguar. Reminding you again, the backwards jaguar is a great element to initiate all of these forward arching movements. You basically have everything that you need to learn this one. So to warm up, please once again get grooving with the backwards jaguar and the basic forward arching. Maybe do a couple of arm swipes to really open up the chest, as this is everything that we need now in the Reversao.
If you liked this video, please comment, like and subscribe. This video is taken from one of my online programs, so if you really enjoy it, check them out, many more like this.
Preparation number one. So one of the most important key elements for the Reversao to work is the leg kick. In this one, we really need this heel kick, this action right here. Now, I like to initiate from standing into a circular step and then taking the back leg around in a nice arc and landing again. And at first this is enough to make just a little bit of an arc to really get the sensation of swinging your heel. This is what you want. It is less a harsh kick, it is more a very continuous arc that will travel back again to the floor. So, kicking around and landing again on the spot. You can again also support yourself with a hand on the floor a little bit and slower make the kick a little bit more high. Without having this arc, we want to have a nice homogeneous arc all the way to the other side. Stepping, using the arms to build up momentum, right? Kicking around and landing. Let's already try to use exactly this mechanism in the basic forward arch. Instead of landing on both legs, like we did in the first block, now we actually want to land on the kicking leg. So if I kick with my right leg, this is the land that I want to land on the floor first. But then immediately I land with the second leg and go up to standing. So it's just a little bit of modified forward arching. Around, landing, catching with my second leg and coming up. When coming up, make sure to really use the nice mechanism of an arm pull upwards and directly pulling the other arm up as well, so you have a lot of momentum going upwards. Loading, boom, zip, zip. If you think this one is too hard already and you are crashing into the floor like such, then probably it might be a wise idea to start a little bit lower. So you can really go low into the floor. Instead of swinging on top of yourself, just a little bit around, but making sure that the hip does not drop. And with practice and time, this one will be a little bit rounder and smoother, so you can hopefully manage to do this thing like so. What is missing now to go from this modified Reversao to the full thing is obviously landing just on the kicking leg and using the other leg as a counterweight to come up to standing. To understand the mechanism behind, we can do a couple of things. Number one is we lie on the floor. I keep one leg straight on the floor and the other one I let go towards the floor, but with a lot of momentum. In the right time, and you will feel this timing, I will block my hip and my abs, so the momentum from the leg will take my upper body into sitting. So it's a transfer of momentum from the leg through my mid-center into the upper body. Throwing, and I continue with it. Exactly this one, you can then also do standing and just fake a little bit this nice momentum transfer from leg towards upper body. Because the Reversao later on is a circular movement, we can also do exactly the same move in a more circular fashion. So instead of just going here. I can try to go here and use this nice little kip to follow with my upper body. So, and the upper body follows in a circular way. And exactly this is then used in the reversal later on. Advancing a little bit more with the skipping motion, let's try to put it in a context that is very close to the actual movement, which is this one-arm bridge with the help of a chair maybe. Something that is roughly as high as your knee to start out with is very good. If you go lower, it becomes very, very hard. You can do that, but it's not necessary usually. So what I want to fake is my diagonal landing. This would be the reversal, right? Left arm, right leg. And then from here, while keeping a very nice push in my shoulder, all the way into my hips, I use exactly the same kip to get up from here. Remembering again that you can use both arms as a support, and figuring this one out really can be useful to achieving the full element. A couple of details here. When I push up, my right leg, which is now pushing into the floor, really make sure to push all the way up to standing. So I'm really using my push of the leg also to get my upper body up. It's not just this one here, not just this leg coming down, but also this leg pushing into the floor, helping me as well.
Hey you, if you're interested in diving into a dynamic, rich and playful movement practice while learning great skills, then check out my Finding Flow online programs. Apart from the skills, you of course also learn how to mobilize, strengthen and condition your body. And of course, how to find some flow. As a newcomer, check out my Finding Flow Basics or Integration courses, or directly go for the Entry Bundle, a perfect start. If you already bring some skills to the table, check out the Acrobatics Lab online program. Of course, like in all others, all skills are being broken down in high quality videos. This one is really packed. Coming through YouTube, use the code YouTube10 for a 10% discount. And find everything on neilteisner.shop.
One more step until we bring it all together and try the full thing. We now basically do a reversal, but with an elevated surface for our hands. Instead of going towards the floor, I now can use this chair again, which is very sturdy, to perform a reversal. I will step inwards, thinking again about this nice heel kick. I can either use both hands or just one hand on the chair to guide me in this one. And because I'm very high, it's quite easy to hop towards the other side and perform the movement. And already here you have a baby reversal. Actually, for me, this is much easier if I do it just with one arm. So it's the far arm, right? I will step in and swing around. Step in, swing around. Bringing it all together. So we have the same starting, like a basic forward arch. We have our nice swing kick with the heel. We have the landing at first on the swinging leg. And now we try as less as possible to use the other leg as a supporter. Maybe you will feel at first that you need it just a little bit more, but in the end, we now really try to go for the full thing, bring everything that we have learned together and combine it into a full reversal. The pro tip for the reversal for me is really working with a lot of speed, a lot of momentum. Doing this one very slow, especially getting up with the skipping motion, is very hard. If you do it faster, it really feels like everything is carrying you towards the other side. We have this nice build of momentum. Boom. We have this nice swinging kick. Cha. And now we try to find exactly the same kip in the leg. I'm faking now a couple of repetitions just to show you how it could look like starting to work with this.
So as you can see, I'm trying to commit more and more with every new repetition. Working every time with a different mechanism. Pulling more with the arms, pulling more with the leg, elongating my spine, so on and so forth. And especially, I'm not just stopping after the first rep, but I'm going further. I'm trying to find my groove and find my flow. So keep it up.
When you have reached a sufficient level with this move and you can perform it in its base form, we can try to work on a couple of fine details. Number one would be your head. So what I try to do is I try to keep my head fully extended. It kind of is like the tail of my body now and gets pulled along all the way to the end. Number two, the arm which is on the floor, instead of letting it be too long on the floor and kind of be dragged behind, I immediately try to pull it up. And this gives me really the sensation of everything is helping me to go upwards, feels so much more light. So instead of doing this, I try to directly bring it up with me. A couple of variations. So when you have figured out the reversao, there are a lot of variations that are quite cool to play with. Here are just some ideas. Number one is the obvious. Can you do a reversao using just one arm? For me, actually, sometimes it feels a little bit easier because it forces me to do the movement a little bit faster and really use a lot of my legs instead of relying too much on the strength of my arms. So it would be the far arm, right? Obviously not the first one, as this one would not be possible, or something else. But I'm using my second arm to swing around. And here really a very good tip is, when going for the floor, the other one is searching for the sky. This really helps me to go fully around. Second variation could be a leg switch. So for this one, it is recommended to already be able to do the reversao and the forward cartwheel. So now you can play in the air, switching legs and landing on another leg. Into reversao, but instead of landing on the swing kicking leg, you can land on the other leg as well, and therefore you have this very nice modified reversao into forward arching kind of thing. Looks something like this. For this one, remember what you have learned already in the forward cartwheel. You really want to bring your knee into a bend and then also find this nice little rotation towards the floor. So your foot is already being placed towards the floor. I'm doing the reversao, and now this leg really bending and bringing around to the side. And of course you can also do it the other way around. So instead of faking a reversao, you can fake a forward cartwheel and then mid-air change your legs and landing on the reversao leg. So something like this.
This one, although reminding of a helicoptero, works differently. But if you want to learn this, simply click the video above. Well, and this is it for this video. I really hope that you liked it. Now, if you want to support me, check out my online programs, which you can purchase on www.neilteisner.shop. Make sure to comment on this video if you liked it, if you have any topics that I should cover in the future. And of course, remember to subscribe to this channel, turn on the notification bell to not miss any of the upcoming videos. Wishing you a happy practice and see you the next time. Ciao, ciao.